It was known as Pedophile Island, a private Caribbean paradise that became the world's most notorious crime scene. For years, we only had grainy paparazzi shots and distant rumors, but the late 2025 DOJ release has changed the perspective literally. We now have access to thousands of new photos and surveillance stills taken from the compound, from the blur-proof temple to the hidden cameras in the guest rooms. The visual evidence is finally speaking. Welcome back to the value of questions. Today we are stepping onto the shores of Little St. James to ask what these images tell us about the architecture of a cover-up. One of the most striking parts of the new visual evidence is the clarity of the temple structure. We can now see the details of the gym equipment inside and the strange non-functional doors. But more importantly, the photos show the placement of cameras everywhere. Epstein didn't just own an island, he owned a surveillance state. He recorded his guests, his victims, and perhaps even himself. Many public figures who visited the island claimed they saw nothing suspicious. They described it as a normal tropical getaway. However, these new photos show a different reality. They show a layout designed for isolation and secrecy, hidden hallways and vintage points that suggests nothing about this island was normal. When we look at these photos, we have to ask if I saw nothing defense holds up against the physical reality of the island's design. Based on the visual evidence of the island's layout that we see today, how would you evaluate the claim that a visitor could spend a weekend there without ever suspecting that a massive criminal enterprise was operating right in front of them? Or would you find that impossible? Perhaps the most haunting part of the 2025 dump is the confirmation of how the surveillance data was handled. The files suggest there was a central server room where everything was backed up. This leads to the ultimate question: who has the tapes? Some were seized, but many are rumored to be missing. If the photos we are seeing now are just the tip of the iceberg, the footage could be the nuclear option of the entire case. If you were a juror presented with these surveillance photos, what would you conclude about the moral complicity of the tech staff and security teams who built the system? And how would you hold them accountable for what they enabled? Well, St. James was designed to be a place where the rules of the world didn't apply. But through these photos, the world is finally looking back. The value of these images isn't just in the shock factor. It's in the evidence they provide of a calculated high-tech trap. I want to know your answers to these questions. Does the visual evidence change how you view the guests who visited the island? Let's discuss it in the comments. Your questions are the key to the truth. Thanks for watching.